we just started streaming.
I nearly just clapped when you said we started.
Yeah, no, don't got to do that this time because it's all just the good stuff. Oh, sorry. 1 sec.
All good?
Okay. No, never mind. I'm good now. Anyhow, we're doing pizza party stuff, Julie.
Woo! Yeah, pizza party.
We're doing a solo thing. You told me you wanted to set aside time to do a scene with Brooke and her parents, and I don't actually know what we're doing in this scene, but we'll find out, I guess. I assume at least you have a plan.
It's all jazz, man. Like, we'll just go along with it. Yeah. All good. I was about to say bar digital. I was like, I mean, like, not digital.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Yeah, so, because I was just mentioning to you off there, like, should I describe Brooke's parents now, or, like, when we're recording? But I think this is a good time to, like, just mention what Brooke's family is like, to some degree. So, it's been fun, actually, in the Slack, just, you guys will come up with, like, just jokes, or, like, just mention something offhandedly about, not even Brooke, just things in the universe, and I have been having a lot of fun just going, well, how would that apply to fucking elementals? Because they're a weird species in this world. In any world, really. Like, how the hell do you handle, like, a thing made out of, like, primal energy? And I went into detail about what I think, how elementals conceive a child. Mm-hmm. Like, how that would go about. Because, you know, the root of all this really is, does Brooke fuck? And,
yes.
I mean, the answer to that is yes.
Right.
And then it became how, and it became what would the results of that be? So, I think it's the case where elementals, in my mind, they have a loose concept of, like, you know, gender roles and stuff, and also just relationship roles. So basically, it doesn't matter how many parents there are. For any elemental, be they like fire or water or air or what have you, they will just contribute a portion of themselves to basically what I guess you consider an offering. And it's not just that easy, because I've always liked the idea that there needs to be some, like, just element of luck or chance involved. It can't just be a one-to-one process.
Sure.
And for elementals, it's the case where they need to, like, wait for there to be some event that corresponds to their elemental nature. Like, infernos or bushfires or floods or earthquakes. And from that immense amount of, like, primal nature, it's through that it becomes, like, a community-wide thing. Similar to a lot more animals in the wild, how turtles all swim to one location to, like, lay eggs and such.
Sure.
So the elemental, parents and guardians bring their offerings to these events and sites and basically just hope that whatever energy is coming from these events, like, creates, a child for them. And in Brooke's case, I really, like, literally in the past 5 minutes just sat down and went, well, I always did kind of imagine Brooke as having a mom and dad, but now I'm just like, fuck it, two moms, why not? Like, there's no reason. Yeah. Like, it actually was like, it literally changes nothing about the idea I've had for her parents. And
right.
I don't have, like, a whole thing prepared. I actually do want to write some, I guess, short stories, like micro stories about what they were like before all of this. And but the main thing I drew from this was that Brooke was not born from a huge, like, storm or tsunami or whatever. She was actually
I gotta pause you right there. I gotta walk away real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. I'll stay right here. I mean, this is the stream, so I'm just gonna, like, fill dead air. Hey, folks! I should probably check if there's anybody on the stream. Probably not at this hour, but who knows? This would make for good VOD content. I don't know if I should just say VOD or VOD. This is the problem. You leave me with silence, I'm just going to try and fill it as much as possible. No dead air. That's my role. Also, it's nice cold winter night. Got some hot green tea. Oh yeah, that's right. Mike's watching. Hey, Mike.
Sorry about that. I am back.
No problemo. All good. I filled on the dead air just by rambling about shit.
Awesome. Hooray.
Hooray! Then I immediately went quiet because, like, now I'm just awkward.
Right.
Slipped into Dave Strider mode for a second. Like, oh, wait a second. Oh, no.
Yeah. So
God, I nearly lost my train of thought. Yeah, so, in my mind, Brooke was not born from, like, a major event of nature. She was a difficult child to conceive. Her parents tried several times in, like, flash floods and huge monsoons. Nothing really worked. And it was only until they just gave it one more shot. Like, in my mind, this was it. Like, if they didn't make it this time, then just that will be the last ditch effort. And they just tried one simply dreary day. It wasn't that big of a deal. There wasn't even any thunder or lightning. It was just drizzling one day in summer. Like, it's like the most pleasant type of rain you can think of.
Right.
And almost the rain where you probably even wouldn't really use an umbrella if you were just walking, like, around the corner to a store. Like, you'd just be like, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, they brought their offering during this tiny drizzle of a rainstorm. And from that, she was actually born. Like, this tiny, little, inconsequential event. And should we get into, like, what her whole deal is with her using her own magic?
Yeah, sure, we can get into that.
Yeah, because, the deal in my mind is that, she's this decently powerful water mage, why wouldn't she actually want to use that more? And why would she opt for something more like, journalism, like something street level? And a big part of that is, despite her being born from such a weak event, she actually turned out to have a real natural proficiency for like wielding her water powers and wielding them in a strong manner from like a kid. Like I imagine as a thing air quotes child, like she could probably just cause a big blast of water out of nowhere.
Sure.
That sort of thing. And in elemental culture, in my mind, there's this idea that it's not rare, but it's not necessarily uncommon when like young elementals display such natural talent and raw power. There is usually like the inevitability that they will go on to become like natural, not disasters, but just events themselves. Like fire elementals will become forest fires. Like earth elementals will become earthquakes and landslides. Like that's just who they become.
Sure.
They just basically it's not a form of death, but it is like a return to their origins in a way. And it's especially like it's pretty accepted. It's almost seen not as a badge of honor or status symbol, but it's like a big deal, and it's something to add to the family history in a way.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I this really came from a joke we had during our character concept session when I was like, oh, what if Brooke's mom just keeps bringing up like, oh, your cousin's a tsunami, she's making it big out there. And it's like, right. Actually, that's kind of a cool idea that what if you did just lose like your physical, like your humanoid form and just become this thing? And for Brooke, that actually became terrifying, especially when her family, I imagine they didn't always live in the city, but once she was born, they moved there, and when growing up there, she liked the idea of having her own individuality.
Sure.
And having that control over her life. But then it was the case where she found this out, like, oh, this is almost an expectation of her from her family and from her culture. And that led to a lot of insecurity about just using this huge amount of power she has. And it definitely messes with her because there's no known one-to-one cause for, like, no one's ever tried to suppress it, and whenever it's happened, there's no like one linking thing. The most common like factor has always been like, oh, it's always usually been like during a high emotional state when ascension has occurred. It's gradual for the most part, but there comes a point when it just pops off and breaks loose.
Sure.
And not only losing the control and individuality freaks out Brooke, but also she may be like detached, but she doesn't want to hurt others. She doesn't want to like turn into a flood in the middle of a city.
Oh, sure.
Like that would be super fucked up, and it kind of explains a lot of why she's so like distant and why she doesn't like getting emotionally involved in stuff, and why she doesn't use her powers. Like she could honestly just be like a waterbender from Avatar, but she doesn't. She just like we've seen use her like little water pistol hand.
Right, yeah.
And that's kind of really it. And she'll like sneak around in water form, but again, it's not really like using her power in a big bombastic way.
Right.
And yeah, I think that also came from the session before the one a couple sessions before the one we broadcasted first, of like our characters dealing with like the shadow persona selves, like the insecurities and stuff.
Yeah.
And hers was like a hypothetical situation of an like there was a citywide fire in Inferno, and she didn't really help, even though she could have. And I was struggling to think like, why wouldn't she? And then I was like, well, actually, what if she was just scared of using her powers? Like, genuinely like scared of what would happen from that, and would she make things worse? So yeah, and in my head I've always just called that whole deal ascension. Just becoming something like bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, and in my mind, like her two mums, her one mum is like pretty like okay with her not really wanting to seek that out.
Okay.
And one, they've actually got names in my head. One is Mist, one is River.
Okay.
And that's Mist is the one who's just like very much okay, like you do you, honey, like as long as you're happy. Her other mum, who is very much like, I've always described it as their relationship is a lot like Angelica Pickle's parents. Like,
Great. Okay.
Mist is very like calm and laid back, and she just wants her daughter happy. River is very much like businesswoman, and she wants success.
Mm-hmm.
And again, she sees it for her own daughter's good. That she doesn't get why her daughter would want to be a writer, or anything else that isn't just why would you want to become like a rainstorm? That's so cool, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, like I would imagine probably around when she was a teenager that she realized she didn't want to ascend, and that's kind of colored a lot of her upbringing. Like her parents, because in her parents' eyes, she was a child born out of such like struggling circumstances, and she was a child of luck, really.
Right.
And yet, she's born from such a tiny, inconsequential event, and yet she wields such potential for power, but she doesn't want to like harness that or explore it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like you have a lot of that with kids who are just show a knack for something, or air quotes gifted.
Right.
And just some people consider them squandering it when they just want to live a regular life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that pretty much is Brooke's family backstory in general.
Okay. So let me ask you this, because they said you just kind of said, "Oh, hey, I want to do a scene with Brooke's parents." What is what do you want to get out of this scene, so I know where to take it? Since I'm playing two characters you made up.
For me, it's the case where I think Brooke just needs a bit more reflection on, like, she just needs a bit more impetus to, like, use her powers and to actually step into situations. Because from the last session, inadvertently, she kind of just took a step back while her hero died. Like, one of her heroes just literally died. And that's a more personal thing than, the hypothetical situation of, a bunch of nameless citizens she doesn't know may have died in, like, an event she had no control over or no input with.
Right.
And I think it's also, I want to show that Brooke does care about the pizza party, because I've talked to you, like, how she talks about them with her parents.
Mm.
And I think this is just mostly to, just show off a bit more of Brooke's, like, the side she hides a lot from people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think if there was an end result, Brooke should walk away from this thinking, I should do more.
Okay. All right. So then, how is this meeting happening? Are you heading over to your parents' house? Are you guys meeting somewhere for like lunch? What's going on?
Yeah, I think it's at her parents' house. Like they've got a little like sort of like small terrace style house.
Okay.
In like the blue district.
Okay.
Or which one's higher, blue or indigo? I keep forgetting.
Indigo is higher. Indigo is like the rich mansion stuff.
I'm gonna say then blue. Like it's nice.
Blue is kind of what I was thinking. Like it's definitely nice. It's not like it's like upper middle class.
Exactly. Then that's pretty much her parents. And like this is just, I think every 2 to 3 weeks she tries to make a visit to her parents.
Okay. I'm trying to think of like what their house, if them being water elementals makes anything specific about their house details wise. Like is there just kind of like, is it just a very open concept house with just sort of like a huge koi pond that takes up most of the first floor?
Yeah, I almost think of like Art Deco Zorro domain.
Okay, yeah.
Like it's a small narrow terrace house, but that's fine because they don't always wear their suits in the house, but when they do, it's like it's fine. Like they can shift their forms and stuff. And
right, yeah, like the way I'm picturing it is almost like it's an indoor pool where like you can walk around the edge of it. But I imagine they probably get home, take the suit off, hang it up by the door, and then they're just kind of like, in the water. There's probably like a stream of water coming down the staircase so that they can just sort of like flow upstairs when they need to.
Yeah, and I imagine they do have a staircase because they will have company over every now and then. And I imagine like there's probably like a deck or patio out the back where like it's more solid ground that people can like sit at. Yeah,
it's like there are like solid ground areas to accommodate more solid guests, but like it's mainly designed for people that are made out of water.
Yeah, I imagine this is a place they bought and renovated, and this is like their home. This has been their home for like probably, I say they really made it their own after Brooke like left for college and stuff.
Okay, sure, yeah, then they can really, turn her bedroom into that painting room they've always talked about.
Yeah, a lot of watercolors.
Yeah, you beat me to the joke. Okay.
There's a lot of good jokes you can make with like Brooke and her family. Like.
Right, yeah. All right, so are both our parents home right now? Like, what time of day is this?
I'm thinking like mid-afternoon, like they've just like had a brunch or something. Both parents are home.
Mid-afternoon brunch.
Listen, listen.
That's a luxurious life. If you're having brunch at 3 p.m.
There is a joke in Melbourne, which is not the city I live in. I live in Sydney, but there's a joke in Melbourne that as long as the sun is still up, it's time for brunch.
Gotcha. Okay. What are they eating for brunch?
Well, that's the thing. I've been really trying to think, how the fuck do elementals just sustain themselves? And I think it's mostly... I don't think they eat solid foods. I don't think water elementals do, at least.
Sure, yeah.
I think a lot of the time they partake in, like, herbal brews. Like...
I see. They just kind of, like, drop a tea bag into themselves.
Right, yeah. And that's, like, they get some... taste out of that, and really they're able to more sustain themselves from sources of water or just like water particles in the air.
Right, I mean, they're 100% water, so they don't need to like eat for sustenance. It's more just a flavor thing.
Yeah, it's really just an experience thing.
Yeah.
Like I've always liked the joke that Brooke has actually never and can never eat the pizza at Zaz's Pizza.
Just gotta make her some pizza tea.
Yeah, like if they made that, she'd be all over that.
That's like I listen to Sailor Business a lot. It's a rewatch podcast for Sailor Moon, and they always call out. There's always businesses in the background that have English names, and the names are always insane. Like, there's an episode where they're eating at like a cafe, and the establishing shot shows that the name of this cafe is just Pizza Coffee.
Oh man, that's my new dream business.
Right. Yeah, they've made like a T-shirt based on Pizza Coffee.
I would imagine then. I think a lot of water elementals, just by like these circumstances, tend to have a bit of a sweet tooth.
Okay, yeah, sure. Sugar dissolves in water.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm just looking for the Pizza Coffee shirt. I found it. Because I think it also, unrelated to pizza or coffee, it just said try the chicken. So that's...
Wait! Like, that's mixed messaging there, cafe. What the fuck?
It really seemed like they just slapped some random English onto the sign.
Oh, I want them to, like, just make that a, like, limited time cafe in Tokyo somewhere.
Oh, man, that'd be amazing. The Pizza Coffee Cafe, try the chicken.
Yep.
Anyway. I am doing everything I can to stall role-playing your two water moms.
That is a hell of a sentence. I mean, like, honestly, I'm making them as loose as possible. Just one is very lax, one is very, like, go-get-a, like, business lady. That's you. Whatever you make out of that, I'm really okay with.
Okay, yeah, sure. So let's, I'm trying to think. I would guess you probably, when you walk in, you don't even see them right away. But like, there are ripples on the surface of the water that, like, they're home.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're probably not going to bother, even being out of the water when they don't need to be.
No.
So are you just kind of jumping in after them, or are you leaving your suit on? Is this a quick visit?
I think it's the case where Brooke actually doesn't mind her suit as much.
Sure.
So I think she just I think Brooke would just check if they're actually home first.
Okay. Yeah. Let's say like a sort of face shape forms on the surface of the water, and it is it is mist. He goes, "Oh, hi, honey."
Oh, hello, hi.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Oh, great. Why don't you hop on in? The water's great.
Sure, yeah. Yep. Just give me a second, and because we've described Brooke as almost a reverse diving suit in concept, it.
It is. It's just more convenient for her to it sort of holds her in a human shape more easily, and it lets her manipulate objects without getting them wet, which can be inconvenient if she's dealing with non-water people.
Yeah, it's more for other people's sake than for hers, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, listen, she wants to be a writer. She needs to not ruin every piece of paper she touches.
Exactly. So yeah, I imagine she just takes off the helmet. It's just a coat rack, really. This is
that's what I'm picturing. Just basically a coat rack.
I want to imagine that the coat rack still has the names of River, Mist, and Brooke on it, and it was something she made at school once, as in
yeah,
like a craft
right. She made it at camp one time.
Yeah, and it's there's flowers over her name and stuff, and
yeah.
So it's just an old family thing that they just keep around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I imagine she hooks her up. I guess it's also a good way to good time to describe what Brooke actually looks like out of her suit.
Yeah, sure.
I've always pictured it as spindly, not really elf-like, more skinny like a Quarian from Mass Effect.
Oh, sure, okay.
But I guess because
so skinny except with a rockin' butt, like all the Quarians have.
Yeah, sure, why not? The only really weird things about her would be she doesn't really have hands or feet.
Need 3-gallon jugs to hold that ass.
I'm leaving. But no, I think the weird things about Brooke that you would immediately pick out as any other physical being that's humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
She has hands and feet, but her hands are more just they end at points.
Yeah, she has arms and then
Yeah. And she doesn't really. She's got Adventure Time noodly limbs because she doesn't need joints.
Right. Yeah.
And her feet are more very typical anime shoe feet.
Right. Yeah.
Again, they just end at a point, and they've got they're only flat because she's standing on a flat surface.
Yeah. Okay.
And her head is otherwise it kind of. This is sort of how you would spot water elementals amongst them in a group. It's almost similar to, from Steven Universe Lapis, her water wings, how they sort of hold a shape, even though they're made of water.
Right, yeah.
I imagine she's got sort of not a crest, but her head does flare out a little bit to show what would look like hair on anyone else.
Okay, sure, yeah.
So, and that's just and they can change that at will. It's not that's just Brooke is very functional. It's
well, and so my assumption with this is that because the diving suit thing is more of a practical thing than anything else, it's not she's embarrassed about taking it off like you would clothes, right?
No, yeah, because she will hop out to sneak around if need be,
right?
Or
yeah,
whatever.
Like we said, it's almost more like a jacket than anything.
Yeah,
except
it really is.
It's a full body jacket.
Yeah,
and it's made out of metal, so it's a full. Well, never mind.
It's more that thick, hide and leather,
Right.
Well,
I'm glad that you were more concerned with correcting me than scolding me for the bad joke.
Listen, this is me we're talking about. But yeah, otherwise, for the most part, I would say she's about like 6 feet tall,
Okay.
all in all. And yeah, she has what you call a feminine, but still like quite androgynous figure
Sure.
outside of the suit.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, and yeah, I guess she would just hop on in. I imagine she doesn't like really like dive in. She more just like hops in feet first, and then just sort of stays around the edge and just settle in. Because
okay, sure.
Yeah, like sort of acclimating to the water.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I would think that you kind of, it's probably not sight so much, but you can sort of sense like where your parents' bodies end and like just the water in the pool begins.
Right.
Yeah.
Like just kind of yeah, like we've seen in like previous sessions that she can like detect stuff through water to some degree.
Yeah. Like it's probably just, again, it's probably not visual, but you could almost imagine it like seeing like clouds, like if you dumped like a different colored liquid into a glass of water.
Right. Yeah. Like she can see it clearly, and if like, but to anyone else, like it just looks like water.
Yeah. It's all just a big miasma to anyone who's not kind of attuned to it. All right. So let me think. I can no longer make you. I can no longer continue stalling. They do need to talk at this point.
They do need to talk, Luke. Like, I've given you ample time to think up.
Listen, I know. Yes, you have. Let's see. I think River is just kind of acknowledges you, but she's just kind of letting Mist do the talking more, just because it sounds like Mist is kind of the more outgoing one. Like she's not being cold to you. She's just kind of letting Mist, kind of take the lead.
There's no need for both of them to like ask the same things and stuff.
Right. So they're kind of near each other, and Mist just sort of asks, so how are you doing, hon?
It's I've been a little stressful at work lately.
I think River probably jumps into the point and goes, "Oh, what's wrong?"
Oh, it's still work. Like, I'm not expecting an easy ride or anything. Just, there was I'll put it this way. We were successful in the last delivery. Just a lot happened on the way and during that delivery, so to speak.
I mean, you're delivering pizzas. You're not exactly. I mean, and Mist kind of like does the equivalent of shooting her a look.
Right, like really, like we're trying to
River's
play nice.
Yeah, like she's beginning to imply like what you're a pizza girl. Like it's not a hard job, but yeah, she kind of stops herself. And she's like, well, just I mean, what happened?
Well, you say it's not a hard job, but that's actually why it's one of the fun things I like about that. It's interesting and weird, which is why I want to write about it. But on the job, we ran into some issues regarding security. There was some security issues with the delivery location. It was at, would you call it like City Hall? Like
we should probably let's call it maybe the council building.
Right, yeah, she was like, yes, there was an issue at the council building. We were fine. We got out pretty good, but there was a commotion there, so to speak. Yeah, it got a little bit ugly while we were making delivery.
I'm trying to think, is this like the day of or day after, or when is this?
Well, when were you picturing like the next session? Because I want to imagine it was between like.
I generally try to put them a week apart each time, just to match like the real time. I
imagine it's like 2-3 days after.
Okay, yeah. So I think Miss says the council building. You weren't there. You're not talking about all that commotion that happened a few days ago. You weren't there during that, were you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, honey, are you okay?
No, yeah, I'm like I said, I'm fine. We're all fine. Yeah, we're good. Don't worry. Ianthea had a bit of a scare. I've told you about her, right? Yes.
I'm trying to think of how two water elementals in a pool of water would hug, because she's definitely like immediately going in for the hug.
Yeah, I imagine it is like you would definitely see like a big ripple around Brooke at this point.
Yeah, and you can definitely. Again,
I think at this point,
yeah.
I think
If
Brooke
this was
just
visual, you would see like one like her like sort of flowing around you.
Yeah,
Like there's just a current flowing around you that is her.
Yes, and I think Brooke at this point just sinks like a little bit low into the water. Like I think she kind of needs this. She doesn't realize she does, but she needs it.
It's like she is like a whirlpool in this pool now that you're in the middle of.
Yeah, and I imagine her just going, no, it's okay, Mom, it's okay, don't worry, like, it's okay, like, we're okay, like I said, we're okay.
No, I mean, there were so many, I saw the city guards were being thrown around like rag dolls by that woman they were saying, and, I mean, I think a few of them died even. I mean, what do you mean you're okay? Why didn't you tell us sooner?
Like I said, I'm okay. We were inside during a lot of that. Really, like we were there for the beginning and the aftermath. But like I said, if I was really hurt, I would have told you straight away.
I am gonna preface this. If I'm role playing moms, my main experience would be drawing from my mom, and well, you know.
Okay, I want you. Okay, treat this like Pearl and Garnet.
Okay.
Yeah, draw from that. Draw from that, Luke, please.
Because I can't believe, how would you do this to me? Not telling me about this for 3 whole days.
I mean, my mom would do that, and my mom's a fucking saint. Like,
right? Yeah, like. I just don't understand how you could have such little consideration for me.
I don't know if this is role-playing anymore, Luke. I'm scared.
This has now become my therapy session instead of your role-play session.
Okay, so Luke, I was nearly up.
Anyway. Where were we?
So, Miss has just been concerned and hugging Brooke and stuff.
Yeah, and I think, River is kind of coming in closer, too.
Yeah.
And, which I think that's exactly the problem with Mike. It's very hard to just randomly roleplay every new character you get handed when you're DMing.
Right, yeah.
It's like, just, be like a very good improver. No.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
There's a reason why, like, this is a fucking profession to some degree. Like,
there's a reason why I cut out about 45 minutes out of every Cosmic Call that we put up. Let me think. So, yeah, I almost feel like you're just getting repeat questions of, are you okay? You know, kind of not, like, listening to you saying, it's fine, just like what happened? Are you all right? I mean, oh my goodness, honey.
I mean, yeah, just, okay, mate. I won't lie, I'm a little shaken up.
Of course you are.
I mean, this... it's a little silly for me to say, but I guess this job is getting to me a little bit. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just complaining about nothing really.
Well,
that's
it's not really the job you were looking for anyway, right? You know,
no, I just thought this would be a good stepping stone, or at least just provide me with some experience. Just, you gotta have something, you know.
River kind of says, well, I don't know how much working in food delivery is gonna be experience for you, you know, with the career you want to follow.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Mother, I have a plan. Like, I do have a plan.
Can I ask you real quick? Does
yeah.
she have different names for her moms?
Yeah, Mister's mom, River's mother, I forgot to say, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it ever came up with Roy and Kaiar, but Philip, what is it? Roy?
Right, I think you mentioned this, like, off, like, yeah.
Right, Roy is Poppy and Kaiar is Daddy.
Yeah. I think that's just natural when in these, like, situations.
Right, yeah, because you can't have, like, it would be confusing otherwise.
It'd be confusing as hell, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, just checking in on that real fast.
No, yeah, all good.
Anyway, I didn't mean to, cut you off. Go ahead.
No, yeah, it's just like, yeah, like, I mean, I have a plan. I do have a plan. I keep like I keep telling you, it's just work here for a bit, get a bit of just experience, just because I'm still dealing with say deadlines per se, but also just learn a bit more about people so I can write about them. And maybe this could be a good story someday. Just not necessarily like journalism, but I think this would be good to write as like a story. I genuinely believe that these people are interesting.
Have you been doing much writing on your own while in your off time? You trying to build up a portfolio you can shop around?
A little bit here and there. There's not. I try writing about each delivery, but sometimes it's just nothing as interesting, and sometimes sometimes I don't really want to think about some of the mishaps that occur on the job, just because we did on one of our previous jobs find out a former worker who at the place died.
What?
And, that was that was a very.
We are finding you a new job, hon. We are finding you somewhere else.
Mom, it's fine.
No, I am not having my daughter die for what that man pays you.
No, it's fine. It's okay. Like, I'm safe with the people I deliver
safe?
with.
What you're talking about? You've had coworkers get killed. You were in the middle of that horrible attack on the council building. This isn't safe at all, honey. We need to find you someplace else to work.
What would you suggest?
Well, I'm sure we can find plenty of places. I'm sure there's some. What does River do?
I think River is I can see her being, a team leader or head managers of I almost imagine she's part of the corporate part of a shipping company or something.
Okay, so in my mind, the Blue District was a lot of financial institutions. Do you think maybe she works at? Well, you said so shipping company that can work. Yeah.
Yeah, she's head of the accounting firm for a shipping company.
Let me pitch something to you, and if you have a different idea, by all means. No. But does Mist, is she a I'm trying to think of the right word for it, like a masseuse or something, where it's just all right, now lay down in this pool, and I'm just gonna, give you a water massage.
Yeah, I think, let me put a twist on that, because I like this idea.
I think just becomes hot tub jets.
I think Mist runs her own at-home hydrotherapy, in-home clinic.
Okay, so this pool that you're in is where her clients come to.
No, I think she'd have one somewhere else.
This is for entertaining guests, not for
Exactly. Yeah.
But there's some other smaller pool in a side room that's just there's all kind of flower petals in it, and it just it's probably not even water, it's green tea.
Yeah, exactly. She'll ask the clients, she has a selection of teas and stuff she can mix in with the water, bath bombs even
Right.
I love this. Actually, I like this idea. Actually.
Okay, yeah. Mike just chimed in. River's a poker dealer who loves when she gets to deal all 5 cards. Shut up, Mike. Okay, well then Miss says, I'm sure, we talked about it before. River can probably find you some positions at her firm. It wouldn't be anything glamorous working in the mailroom or something like that, but it would be a heck of a lot safer.
I do appreciate it. I really do. I want to try and make this work, and I've talked with you about it. I genuinely like my coworkers a lot.
Sure, honey, but they can be your friends without you going out and getting yourself killed with them.
I don't necessarily. That's a bit preposterous, Mom. I don't go out and get myself killed.
It doesn't sound preposterous.
You both know I can defend myself, right? I can handle a situation.
Honey, things happen. Those city guards could defend themselves just fine, and look what happened to them.
True. I'm content where I am for now, I suppose, for the time being, and I really want to just make this work, I guess. Yeah.
River, aren't you going to say anything? And River is kind of quiet for a moment past that, and she goes, honey, I always have, but we can absolutely find you someplace to work at the shipping firm. What's the name of it? She needs a name for it.
Because I imagine she's not like, she didn't start it. It's
right,
more just like she
I was
became
about to think of a water pun. We're like, well, she's not the CEO.
No, like she just became like a general manager of sorts.
Right,
like,
yeah, she's like an upper middle manager.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
like, what's a good shipping firm name? Like, because you know this world better than me. So, like,
right,
what
yeah,
would
I'm trying
fit?
to think.
Yeah. Tier-to-tier service.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Like something really basic and plain.
Right. Just you got a logo. It's like a T to T.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Like honey, I can always get you in at T to T. I offered you that when you graduated. But I respect that you're trying to figure things out on your own. And if things ever get hard for you, then by all means, come talk to us and we can figure it out. But Miss, she's an adult. She's gonna do what she's gonna do. And Miss, the whirlpool around you kind of subsides. You can kind of feel Miss just sort of like flowing away, like she's just,
Yeah.
She's not happy that, she's outnumbered.
But maybe
here.
girls like putting herself in danger, and she's kind of willingly doing so.
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah. I think like Brooke is just like no like, thank you, mother. I really do appreciate it, Mom. It's okay, really. I mean, I've got Edith and Timmy and Ianthea and even Jet. Like, I'm okay.
Well, if you're gonna be in that kind of danger, you're at least keeping up on your magic, right?
I mean, I do use it every now and then. It comes in handy on the job, especially like just getting from point A to point B, and yeah. I mean, I'm using it every now and then. I'm not.
This sounds like you're saying no in a way that'll not make us mad.
I mean,
honey, it's your decision that you don't want to pursue that, but, if you're going to be in dangerous situations, you need to be prepared.
You're right. I've talked with you about this. I'm scared. I'm scared. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, I understand that, hon, but, we're scared too, and, you can't, you can't, endanger yourself, and I mean, really, maybe even endanger other people when you could, take care of yourself better than that. You don't have to, completely make that your whole life, but you should take it more seriously, just for practical reasons.
You're not wrong. Yeah, it's you're right. I should. It's I can't just keep ignoring it.
And River kind of puts in, and if you did that, maybe you would start to realize that it's not such a bad thing. River? I'm just nothing.
I know. Mother, I know. Mother, I think at this point, like, Brooke has just almost sunk, like, to, like, nose level, but it's, like, still speaking clearly, like...
Right, there's just, like, a puddle of Brooke on the bottom of this pool.
Yeah, I want to help. I think that's really my issue. I want to help. I want to do it my own way, and maybe I need to just find another way that's my own way, like...
Like, sure.
Yeah, it's just like, Brooke is at this point Brooke is kind of this point where I was like, she needs to fix her shit.
Right. Yeah, so when you say maybe you need a different, like, your own way, River, like, perks up. It's like, yeah, I mean, we'd support whatever you want, honey, and you you know full well that it's like, well, you don't though.
Yes, I can almost see, because I was talking with you about, like, Brooke is gonna, like, change her style a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm thinking of, like, changing the diving suit to be more like a wetsuit in a way.
Yeah.
I think I could see Brooke easily just going like, well, I mean, I have been looking at, like, maybe a different suit, to be more practical if I'm gonna use a bit more of my magic, because that old clunky thing I've had since, senior high, like, it's been a while.
Afford that? It doesn't seem like you're making all that much money.
I've been, squirreling away, bit by bit, but maybe I'm not gonna lie, I could maybe use a bit of help there.
I mean, you can't. Listen, Brooke, we love you, but we're not gonna be here forever to give you help like that anytime you want something.
I know. That's why I didn't really want to ask. It just came up, But like, it is, of course, your decision.
Of course, we can give you some money, hon. It's no problem.
I imagine this is very much like Mom is like.
This is very much they're gonna have their own long talk once you're gone.
Yeah, this is gonna be, and Brooke can almost tell, like, and she's just like, I mean, you really don't have to, like, if you can't, and if you don't.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. We make plenty.
I'm not asking for anything extravagant either. Just not even necessarily an upgrade.
Take whatever you need, hon.
No. I mean, like,
right?
Listen,
Yeah.
Brooke is not gonna make a complete heel turn, a complete 180 to, like, super altruistic. She is still kind of like,
right. It's like, I don't want to be dependent here, but also you're offering.
No, yeah. I mean, like, how does this? Because it's gold in this town, in the city, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've just said, like, gold coins.
Yeah, so I just imagine it's like, like, God, what would the fucking, oh God, how do I figure out the economy?
Calculate price for a.
I imagine just, like, Brooke gives them a rough figure, and
whatever she gives
like
them, your mom gives you, like, double.
Brooke's like, only if I can give you back what I don't spend, because this is.
You take it. You go have yourself a nice afternoon with it.
And I imagine Brooke is just going, I'll give you back what I don't spend. I'm gonna spend most of it, though.
And it's like, yeah, imagining, like, the temperature in the pool has, like, maybe ticked up, like, a degree in a way that, like, River's not saying anything, but she wants to.
Yep. Thank you. I promised you I'm really going to put this to good use, and I'm going to work on the magic thing. I'm scared, but at some point I've got to get over that to a degree. I mean...
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. And River's like, yeah, me too. I hope you do.
And I promise you, this job isn't going to be my life or anything, like, and...
Well, I mean, it just seems like you're investing a lot in a job that doesn't give a whole lot back.
I guess you could say I'm more investing in the people?
Well...
They're good people. I mean...
Sure. No, I have no doubt, but... at some point, you got to worry about yourself first, Brooke.
I think I've been doing a lot of that, and it... Oh, it's a tough balance, just... You said before, they can still be my friends after, even if I would move jobs, but... I don't know that.
Well, why wouldn't they be?
Oh, just... They'd have good reason to, like...
Oh, that's ridiculous. You're delightful.
Mom, you're a little biased.
I'm sure they love you.
If this were an straight up an anime, Brooke would just be like doing this. She's like pressing her fingertips together, just like, oh, I don't fucking know. Like,
Right.
Like, I mean, that's your opinion. You haven't met them yet. You wouldn't know.
No, but I've met you, and I know that you're so likable and polite, and you're such a sweet girl. There's nobody that doesn't like you, Brooke.
Brooke is mentally counting off the amount of people she knows doesn't like.
Right. All the people who got internships at Papers that she pissed off in school, and now they won't help her get hired.
Or people who those who did get internships, but she didn't piss off. She just cut off contact out of jealousy. Like,
right.
And just all this like, I mean, I don't. It's not like I bring around anyone to meet you guys. Like,
Well,
I think it says a lot.
Oh, I mean, you're certainly welcome to anytime you want to.
Right. I mean, really? Like,
Well, of course, we love having guests. We love entertaining. That's why we installed the walkways.
True. I just. Well, to me, might be a bit of a problem. Like, Brooke's just thinking to herself the actual logistics of, like,
right.
Brought the entire fucking pizza party over.
Right.
It's like, oh, well, if the occasion arises, I'll ask them. It would more just be, just to say hi, because, I mean, I talk about them enough, just.
Yeah, I mean, and River kind of pipes in, you should probably, take that Czech girl on a few dates before you take her around to see her parents first.
Mother, this is not... I know you've got ideas, like, this is not really how it is. It's really not.
Hey, hun, which one of us is married?
I don't see what that has to do with it.
I think I got a little better idea about how that works than you do.
I mean... Her and I are very different. We're not on the same wavelength. Like, no.
Oh, yeah, no. Not like your mother and me. We're the same. We're the same person, practically. And Miss kind of, giggles at that.
Yes. Brooke, the temperature ticks up a bit more.
Right, yeah.
Brooke's just like, no, that's not, it's really not that way. No.
Okay.
She's just a coworker.
Of course she is, hon.
I highly doubt you believe me right now, but just a coworker.
Okay.
Just a coworker. That's when Brooke's just muttering to herself.
Right. What are you saying?
I've been talking with Ashley about this, it's in lines of just it's just a fun thing with going we'll figure this out.
Right.
This is too good of an idea, I think.
Right. Yeah.
With these two as their character, part of the development and stuff.
Right. Just put the two depressed people together. That won't have any negative effects.
No,
they won't spiral down an endless well of codependency that destroys them both. Don't be ridiculous.
Is this my therapy session now? What are we doing? What are we doing here, huh? I'm trying to think. I guess I'm not sure what else we can cover with this.
Yeah, that seemed like maybe you covered what you wanted to cover.
Yeah, no, I imagine from this, Brooke I will actually properly draw what she now looks like, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine Brooke has gone from sunk into the bottom of the pool to seeping through a crack in it, and she's just hiding in the pipes.
Yeah, just she's in the very corner. She's hanging out near the filtration system, just going, please suck me in, just please suck me in. I can't take.
Just filter out my consciousness.
Just She's so, like, God, I imagine in her mind, she's flashing back to the one quip Edith made.
Oh, which one
just,
quip?
I'm just like,
fuck
when
already?
you two are just gonna fuck, like, you know, just...
Right.
Just going, yeah, no, like, fucking, no. Like, no.
Julie, I'm sorry I have to do it. This definitely says, I mean, well, honey, whoever you want to, you know, if you ever need us to maybe lend you the house for a while, I mean, you got
No, Ma, no.
Listen, honey, there's no reason to be embarrassed. I mean, we do have that bidet. I'm sorry, I think Mist is a very liberated person.
No, yeah, of course, because she performs hydrotherapy with her body,
Right.
like...
She just wants her daughter to have a healthy sex life.
God. Like, Mist is the mom to ask, like, honey, have you, like, taken off the edge lately? Like, just...
Right.
Just, at this point, I think there's actually, like, bubbles coming from Brooke's area of the pool, just, like...
Right.
Just like, oh, just, no. I think at this point, she, like, you know, air quotes, looks over at River, just like, Mother, can you just please get her to stop?
I think River just kind of laughs.
Yeah, just like...
I feel like, I feel like Brooke's getting out of this pool with only a 2-gallon ass because she evaporated so much from embarrassment.
God. That's one way of putting it. God, this is just such a funny idea that Brooke is just like... She has such a detached air around everyone else but around her parents. She is so, like, she crumbles so easily.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, no, oh, fuck, God damn it,
Just just River is very, like, demanding, and Mist is, like, too supportive.
Right, and it's just,
The way that, like, no, I don't need this. No, please, never.
I really don't.
No, God,
please.
No.
Not the bidet, fuck's sake, God. How'd that even work? Like, how... I imagine at one point, Brooke, like, just forgoes the idea that this is not something she's telling herself would never happen, just goes, Mom, how would that even work? How would I explain that to her? Like...
Well,
Like, that's why it's like, it's just become a possibility for this one brief instant where she can go, like, how would I even explain that to someone who's not like us? Like, that would be not... Oh.
Well, and some people like spontaneity and surprises.
The worst part is that, like, that actually kind of describes, like, Jet to some degree, like, on the surface level. And Brooke's just like, oh, fuck, I can't win. I can't win.
God.
This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted my character embarrassed to the nth degree, like...
Right, yeah.
Just... her parents are the only ones she'd actually listen to, I think, in life.
Alright, is there anything else we need to do here?
No, I think if we just keep going, we just keep finding new ways to embarrass Brooke and new ways to talk about how the fuck water elementals fuck.
Right.
Which would be, I'm sure, like, something people are very interested in, but, like, not something we need to explore right this second.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, because I also imagine that Brooke's two moms are very much like... Again, like... Their daughter's out of the house now, and it's just... party central for both of them. Like, this is...
Oh, God, yeah. Like...
Brooke knows that there are certain times a day you do not visit mom and mother.
No.
Unless you want to see things you do not want to see.
Yes, like... yeah, just like... Oh, God, no. Like, it's like a whirlpool. Like, I don't want to see that, like...
Yeah, they're both just, like, liquids that just mix together, but somehow they make it gross.
Yeah, like...
They've been married a long time, and they've found new gross boundaries to cover.
This isn't canon. Just imagine when Brooke just, like, would mention it, she goes, like, just saw them doing it with the suits on once. That was weird.
Oh, God.
Just having regular... Like, regular... What is that?
Yeah, it's like... As you're leaving, Mrs. like, yeah, my purse is up in the bedroom. Can you, if you want to go grab it. And you just look at, and there's just, like, a tray of food coloring out on the nightstand.
Oh, gee, yeah, I was actually thinking, like...
There's, like, a turkey baster.
Jesus, Luke! Holy shit!
There's, like, a shop vac.
My mouth is actually agape for that. Holy... Now I feel embarrassed as if you're talking about my actual parents.
Right, well, listen, I don't see why you have to kink shame that Mist and River are into water sports.
Oh, I hate this. Oh, I gave you too much. Oh no. Oh no, I gave you power. It was bad enough when you kept the bidet jokes going on with fucking Brooke.
Right. We should probably stop. We should probably stop.
We should stop, because I think we're just getting more and more into how elementals fuck, and I've only talked about water elementals. I still have to come up with what the fuck other elementals do.
You open the closet and it's just full of sponges.
What the fuck? What is using a ShamWow like rough play like?
I think that one of them just likes getting absorbed in the sponge and then squeezed back out of it.
Oh, you just ringed out like.
Yeah. Oh, ring me out, hon.
Yeah, that's like spanking to them like.
Ring me out. Oh.
Okay, no, I don't like this. I don't. Nope, I've actually I slid away in my chair away from the computer.
All right. Again, we should stop.
We should stop. Mike, please tell us to stop. We need someone to tell us to stop.
It's a bunch of pool noodles.
Do you think, for them, roleplay would be they have life preservers and, a lifesaver ring and just, they pretend, oh, I'm drowning, help me.
Yes, absolutely. No, they have, a little canoe, and one of them is in their suit, trying to bail the other one out as they try to sink the boat. Oh no, your boat's sunken, and now you're lost at sea with a capricious water spirit.
God. Oh, gee, Mike has just contacted me on Skype, just with all caps. How do we stop him?
Alright, I'm gonna stop the stream, I think.
Just stop.
Alright, thanks for listening, everybody.
Listening, I guess?